Gather round, friends new and old, and welcome to the POWWOW podcast. I am your host, Philip.
And I am your host, David.
Ooh, it's been a long week since we've last met and seen each other, David. David, how are you?
Tired. I've been awake for 23 hours right now. By my own doing, I willingly chose to... So I got a call, or I got a text, rather, yesterday saying, can you start work earlier? Because I was supposed to start at 11 a.m. They were like, hey, can you start at 7:30? Because a lot of people getting sick and everything. They need someone to open the bar. It's like a breakfast cafe in the morning, one of the bars at least. And so I was like, I need the hours. I've been away in Spain for a month. I need to make money. Sure, I'll do it. But obviously I'm thinking like, well, crap, tonight at 2 a.m. or 2:15 a.m. my time is when the Rams game is. And I want to watch that because it's Rams 49ers big game, I wanted to watch it. So I was like, okay, I'm going to go to bed as early as possible, which ended up being like 10:30. Got to bed at 10:30, slept roughly 3 hours, got up to watch the game. And by the time it finished at like 5 a.m., I was like, well, I got to get ready for work. So I got ready for work and I worked an 11-hour shift, 11 hours, and I'm done now. And then we had guests booked for the podcast. And so we're recording, and here I am nearing the end of my 23, probably by the time I get to bed, 24-hour day.
I was going to say, by that time, you have to make it 24. Once you're that close, it's like saying, I've gone through
how long we dwell on recording this episode. But I you know what? This is one of the highlights of my week, so I don't intend to rush through it. I want to enjoy every second of it.
Yes, absolutely. Well, thank you. We, and I speak for myself and the listeners, we certainly enjoy your commitment, your professionalism, and your ability to continue to be on the podcast. We truly do. And honestly, let's see about something else that we all enjoy. We welcome back to the POWWOW podcast, one of our favorite little campers, and some would say that he's the biggest camper of them all. That'd be David J. Sampson. David, my friend, how are you on this fine afternoon?
Does the J stand for juicy?
It does. My mother named me David Juicy Sampson.
She saw the doctor spank that ass and said, "That is juicy," and they misunderstood it.
That's inappropriate. Wow. The doctor should be fired after doing that.
I think every doctor has to do that.
The doctor was indeed fired, and yeah.
All right.
That is indeed juicy.
He's been serving time ever since for an unrelated crime.
Yeah, true.
All right. For the purpose of this podcast, David J. Sampson has not found out what the main topic of this podcast is. So you, David, and the listeners will find out at the exact same time. So this podcast, the one we are recording right now, will release on October the 7th. David J. Sampson, do you know what national holiday falls on October the 7th?
No, I don't.
You wouldn't, because I didn't either, but I looked it up, and I said to Hoffman, there is only one man we can have on for an episode that releases on National Take a Bath Day. And the reason why I brought this man on is because this man, David Juicy Sampson, loves to take a bath. And I mean it, and it sounds like I'm joking, but it's a known thing. And the reason why I wanted to bring you on, David, is because you are a proponent, you are a champion, you are a crusader of baths and all things bubblicious. And I thought it might be fun to have you and fellow bath enthusiast, I wouldn't say nearly the maverick that you are, David Sampson, but an enthusiast that Hoffman is. Both of you can try your best to make a plight, to make an argument, if you will, to try and get me to take a bath. Because I take showers all the time. Don't get this twisted. I do take showers all the time. But to get me in a bath requires medical necessity. I need to have something to where I'm heating something up, and it's not for the use of sanitation. So I wanted to start at a place where I list the reasons why I don't take baths. Again, I do take showers frequently, often, lengthily, but I do not take baths. Lengthily. I know. He bristles at the idea of me possibly enjoying my shower as opposed to anybody else, everything else, because of the earth and the waste of resources. I understand. But I do enjoy a nice, lengthy, hot, steamy shower as opposed to a throw in the tub, if it will.
I'd like to call Philip to the stand, please.
Yes, thank you.
A line of questioning.
All right, I raise my right hand.
Yeah, do you swear on the shower head to tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth? So help you, rubber ducky?
Squeak, squeak. I do.
Gotcha. When was the last time you took a bath, Philip?
Last time I took a bath, I was at somebody else's house. I had rented an Airbnb, and I had bought, after a lengthy walk around the town and the stay, I had bought some of those lavender bath salts, as I have never had a bath salt or bath bomb or bath, what would that be? Not appendage, but a bath joy toy, or if it were, I guess that's a different thing, isn't it? A bath
joy toy might be something a little saucy.
It could be.
Philip, have you ever in your life taken regular baths?
I'm sure up into the age of possibly 5, perhaps 6. Yes, I did. Past that, no.
Do you enjoy a jacuzzi or hot tub?
I do enjoy a jacuzzi. Yes, I do, and a hot tub. I do. I very much do.
Okay, that might factor in later in this discussion. I just wanted to get a feel for your bathtub experience before we move on with the trial or debate, whatever this is.
If it pleases the judge, may I make a statement?
Sure.
Oh, am I the judge?
I'm the judge.
Oh, you're the judge. Okay.
I'm the judge, jury, and sexecutioner.
Sexecutioner? All right.
The sexecutioner. Gosh.
Wow. I don't know if I want to win or lose this case. All right. So
it's not going to be good for you either way, my friend.
Yeah. The reason why I don't like baths, and I've got 4 reasons here that I would hope that Samson can address point by point before I cede the floor to him to give his lengthy argument again. 4, okay? 1, they take a long time. I do enjoy a long shower, but I feel like once you commit yourself to a bath, you are committing yourself to a longer than normal shower. Like you could, even if you're in a hurry, take a quick shower. There's no such thing as a quick bath in my experience, in my opinion. Number 2, the water changes temperature to cold far too quickly. So you see an idealistic bath, the steam rises up, you get in, you're nice and warm, you're sudsing it up like a little lobster. But after it feels like 10 minutes, it goes from that nice steamy bath to just a lukewarm at best water pool, if so required. Next, if there's any residue left over from a previous user of the shower/tub user, within that area, that floats around with you for the entirety of the bathing time. There's nothing worse than finding a little hair, a little follicle just floating around that you know is not yours. And you're trying to just push it to the little corner of the bathtub that you're not in, or worse yet, you're putting it in the thigh area because that's not where you are, but also it's kind of in a sensitive area. Nothing worse than that. And last, but the biggest point of them all, I cannot get over the fact that you are stewing in your own filth. Whenever you see those little ducks being cleaned up from oil spillages, you don't see the ducks sticking in the tub. You see them being held gingerly. You see them being scrubbed down with gloves and a little soft brush out of the water and using a like shower, not in a bath. They're placed in a bath afterwards to give them some sense of emotional support so that way they can have fun, but not during the cleaning process. Otherwise, you just be bathing in your own oil or bathing in your own filth, as is the case for a bath. I secede my time.
All right, so it's time for Judge Juicy to get on this case.
So there's 2 judges.
You're not the judge, bro.
It's not looking too good for you, Phil, if there's 2 judges on this case.
And one of them is clearly biased.
All right, well, I see your points, but I just have to tell you, I submit to the court that you're just wrong in all regards.
That must be
Completely.
a very big file.
It's
Objection, hearsay.
hearsay. That's
That's not what that means, but
no, that's
on.
not what that means.
Proceed.
Well, let's talk about baths, right? Let's just talk about baths. Well, why do we love baths? Let's just talk about why we love baths. Baths are amazing.
Samson, get on with it, please.
Okay, sorry. Baths are the place where you can go and you can relax. For me, it's like my own little sanctuary that I go to every day. And I can think about what I need to do. I have plenty of time to do it. Now, when you say take a long time, it's actually, it is a commitment, sure. But I've also had quick baths in the past as well, because let me tell you something that you don't know as a non-bath user that regularly. I know personally that it takes about 26 minutes for the hot water to go until it starts to go to lukewarm. So you have 26 minutes of hot water. And now, if you want to take a 10-minute bath, you could take a 10-minute bath. It's really that simple. It takes about 5 to 8 minutes for it to actually the water to get all the way up to where you are submerged almost fully, unless, depends on how big you are or not in the tub.
How juicy you are, would you say?
How juicy you are, possibly.
Yes, okay.
I'm pretty juicy.
Oh, we know. I would like to interject here because you say you can take quick baths. You can only bath as quickly as not even as quickly as it takes to fill up the tub. In that time, you can for sure have a full shower, get clean, and get out. Bathing takes long. It may not necessarily take an hour because you don't have to sit in there and
love your
wallow
life.
Swim for an hour, but it's not quick. It might be sometimes quicker than other times, but it's not quick.
I will say this: it's not as quick as a shower can be. If wanting to take a shower just to get clean, just to get out, I understand that's a quick way to do it. But if you're looking to have some sort of warmth surround you and happiness and joy as well as you're taking
do you want joy in your life, Philip, or not?
Yeah.
I will wait for my response.
You have, I'd say, a 10-minute bath. I'd say that's probably as quick as you could possibly go.
One point of clarification: does that 10 minutes does not include the filling up of the tub process and the draining process, correct? Because that just doesn't seem possible.
That does include it.
I would say you can get into a bath before it's 100% full.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can start filling it up, get undressed, go take a pee, and then by the time you're done with that, the bath is like half full and you can get in.
That's
and
true.
Then let it fill up while you're in there.
That is very true. I'm also a big proponent.
That would be the word,
proponent, yes.
Yes, proponent for
not a promoter. I thought you were going to say promoter.
I do like to promote baths, so it's kind of a.
It really, really does.
Do you get paid to promote baths?
I wish I did. It's more out of love. It's really just for the love of the work. I also am a big proponent of laying in the bath and letting the water rise up through you. I mean, I love it, but I know
rising up.
I know. Yep, I know a lot of people that like to just have it already filled up, and you can just get in and do it. For me, I like to just have it gradually just encompass me. When it comes to timeliness, I'd say maybe about 10 minutes you can get in there if you want to fill it up beforehand or whatever. 10 minutes, you could do that. But also another thing that I like to do, which I will say is a little more expensive to be doing this, is to you let the water go, and then once it starts to get lukewarm after 26 minutes, you wait about 13 minutes, and it'll start to get hot again. And you put the bath back on. You can drain the water a little bit, bring the hot back on, and it brings the hot water back down through it. So if you want to have a longer experience, it starts to do that. But that's more of a compounding effect where it takes longer each time that you do it to get hotter.
I hope the listener understands because I'm not sure I do.
I'm thinking what he's trying to say is that what you can do if you want to even take a longer bath, what you can do is drain it about halfway and then put in the excess of warm water, the fresh incoming warm water, and that thus elongates your lifespan of a bath.
Yes. Okay.
Yes. That's exactly what I'm saying. Yes. And so you could do that. And I love doing that as well. But it becomes a little more expensive on the water bill. But if you think it's worth it, I definitely think it is. I also see that here you said if the water turns cold too quickly. So I'd say after about the 26 minutes, that's when it starts to go down into the lukewarm territory. And no one likes lukewarm, okay? We're not bad about that. But you said feels like 10 minutes, but it's actually about 26 minutes that you actually get.
This man has brought the science, Philip.
Well, the thing is, I've actually like, been doing this a long time. And I see like how long it takes because I'm, sitting there. And what's a great thing about having a bath versus a shower is that in the bath, I like to be a little risque. Okay. I like to have a little bit okay. I like to be risque in the sense that I like to lay there once I'm like fully soaked and everything else in there. I like to have my phone with me. I love to scroll through Twitter, do whatever.
I think you mean risky, not risque.
Well, I just like to,
Unfortunately, Hoffman, he means both.
It's true.
As somebody who snaps this man during times that is unaware to me he is indeed inside of a bath at the current point in time, he does mean both.
Got it.
What you can't do in a shower is you can't go and have your phone in the shower while you're doing it. I mean, you could, but it's a lot more risky and it's a lot more likely to get wet and it's not an enjoyable experience. Well, with this, I can lay down, have my phone here. And if you're more on the safe side, you can have your phone hanging off the tub with your arms hanging out. You can just do it from there as well. Now, when you talk about hair floating in the bathtub, I think that's just more of a personal problem where you guys just don't take care of getting the hairs out. You have to clean your bathtub, okay? You have to take that out, all right? That just sounds more like a personal thing for me. Now, when it comes to stewing in your own filth, I hate when anybody says this. You want to know why? Because everyone stole that from iCarly, okay? You hear Spencer say, "Oh, you're sitting in your own stewed filth." No, you don't know anything. You shut your mouth, okay?
Okay.
Stewing in your own filth?
The debate has kind of disintegrated in the last 20 seconds here.
Sorry. Let me back up here.
Compose yourself.
What I like to do is I understand the problem of stewing in your own filth and you're just sitting there, you're not really fully cleaning yourself because you're just in there with your own toxins that's not going down the drain, right? Here's what I like to do. I like to rinse off with a shower. So at the end, I will turn the shower on after I'm draining it. And I will wash my hair, wash my body real quick, and then I'm out. And
okay, so are you done?
And that one's only, as we said before, showers take a lot less time. And since I'm not there to enjoy it, I will just go very quickly. It's a very quick process. I got 2-in-1 shampoo.
I would like to address so many things here.
Please.
Philip, you have your hand raised. Would you like to speak first?
I would. Just one thing, and then you can take all the time you want, Hoffman. Just one thing. I think by the clear admission of the defense, I believe that David J. Sampson just decimated his own argument and with his last admission, saying that, hey, I don't do it for sanitation, which was the entire point of this thing. I do it for the experience. And by the end, he said, you know what I do at the end of it? I take a shower. I take a shower to make sure that I'm clean.
I think it was clear the whole time that he does baths for the enjoyment, not because it's the most practical way of getting clean.
Yes.
I think that was very clear the whole time.
Very clear.
I would like to address, first of all, Philip, Samson is very right. You should keep your tub clean. If there's hairs floating around in there, that's your problem, right? I don't know why you're taking a bath in a dirty tub. That's disgusting. You might as well take a bath in a puddle. It'll probably be more clean, in fact.
You think that there would be hair floating around in a puddle?
I don't think there would be hair floating around in a puddle. That's the point. That's why it's more sanitary. Yeah. I'm just saying, you need to keep your bath clean. If there's hairs floating around in there, you're not cleaning your bathtub. You got to clean your whole bathroom, okay? You can't... Oh, God, you know how gross bathrooms are if you don't clean them? All right. Samson.
Yes.
I like a bath. I like a bath, but one should shower before your bath, not afterwards.
You think before, really?
Absolutely. You get clean and then you go and sit in that water clean, not sit in dirty, gross, sweaty grimy water and
Toxins.
then rinse it off afterwards. You get clean and then you bath. My goodness.
I never thought about that.
I'm right, aren't
I like that.
Yeah.
I think I might actually start taking that up. Thank you, Hoffman. I actually like that.
You've
Wow,
changed his
life. I love helping people. It's delightful. What else? I think that's it for now. I might be reminded of something. Any final thoughts, Phil, on baths?
I think where we differ is that while David wants an office space, I would disagree that office space should be an aquatic palace for Nemo and all of his friends. That is the bath. When he says it is his sanctuary, his quantum of solace, if you would, I do not believe. I think that for many places that can be a desk at home, that can be a Starbucks on the road, that can be a McDonald's playground if you're into balls. I don't know what it could be for you, but to make it a bath is impractical. I think that for the purposes of sanitation, that while yes, a bath is an experience, I argue that there is no experience that one can have in a bath that would be not have been better in a shower, and thus paired with the sanitary questionable decisions that many can make in the bath versus the unquestionably more sanitary and cleaner way to clean and cleanse one's body, I believe the shower remains to be the superior way of cleaning somebody.
I just think that you guys are making very different points that don't necessarily align very well.
I agree.
I will say clearly there are things that can be enjoyed in a bath that couldn't possibly be enjoyed in the shower.
You ever heard of a jacuzzi? Like you were saying,
that's not a bath. Then
on Phil's side of things, a bath is horribly impractical to be doing regularly. Something that I do on very, very sparingly when I have the opportunity. And so, yes, that it's impractical and a waste of time, really. But there's plenty of easy ways to keep baths sanitary. So, Samson, if you have anything to add, do that now.
Again, I'm not arguing about what's the better way to clean yourself. I mean, I've already admitted that when I clean myself, I like to rinse off with a quick shower afterwards. It's more about the experience. And a lot of people like to have a jacuzzi, like a bath. It's like a smaller version of a jacuzzi, and you get to have warmth encompass you. And like I said before, when I'm feeling a little risque, I will use my phone. And I could do that for things that I like to think about. Like if I'm like writing things down, I could be productive while in the bath. It's not a full waste of time.
Very good point. A bath is a great thinking space. A shower is too, but it's too short.
And I can actually write down exactly what I'm thinking about. Exactly. So for me, it's my little sanctuary. That's where I like to think and I like to write things down. Like we talked about before with the sanitation and everything else. Obviously, if you don't have your bathroom clean, that's more on you as a person. But on top of that, rinsing off with cleaning yourself up with a quick shower beforehand, like Hoffman was saying, is probably the ideal thing. But enjoying your time in a bath is not wrong at all. And I'm actually going to be taking a bath after we're done here. Okay.
Too much information.
I hope he takes a shower before taking a bath.
I certainly hope so.
I will. Actually, you inspired me.
Judge, jury, and sexecutioner.
Ooh.
I'm going to rule in favor of baths.
Yes!
I think we've cracked the code. We've figured out through this debate how to have a safe, sanitary bath. And we've assessed its disadvantages and its advantages. Now, it's not a daily thing. I don't think that's, for most people at least, realistic. But
that's okay. You don't have to.
Baths are A-okay. I am slamming my imaginary gavel down. There you go. The ruling has been made.
Hearsay.
Sustained.
Well, thank you for joining us, Samson. It was a pleasure to have you, and go enjoy your office.
You know what? I will. I'll be thinking of you.
Oh, no.
Please don't. This episode of POWWOW Podcast is sponsored by Sides.
Meet Sides, SIDES, an app that helps you take the law into your own hands.
Turn ordinary agreements into binding contracts in seconds. Then if a dispute arises, Sides will step in to resolve it for you.
Wait, Phil,
That was supposed to be my line.
What did we agree to in the contract?
I don't know. I guess we can use sides to settle this dispute because each dispute costs a small one-time fee.
And if you win, which I will, it's all awarded back to you.
Sign up now and get 16% off for a limited time only.
May I help you?
You talking to me?
I need to talk to you.
A little word of advice.
You're welcome.
Oh, you're welcome then.
Absolute gold. Here we are. You're welcome is our mini segment for this week, where we give you a little piece of golden advice that you didn't think you needed, you certainly didn't want, but we're going to give it to you anyway. I'll go first. If you're going to wear a hat, wear a darn hat and do it with confidence. Don't let anyone shame you into thinking you can't be a hat guy or a hat person, right? If there's this stigma around wearing hats, or wearing fedoras, if you want to rock that look. You have every right to be a fedora person, right? Wear the fedora if you want to wear the fedora. Wear the hat. You're welcome.
If somebody invites you out to eat, you shouldn't be insulted if they do not wish to eat themselves, especially when in a group. Because here's the thing. If you go out to eat with somebody, if you say, hey, let's go get something to eat after the movie or something, especially in a group, one should not take that as an offension that they are not eating, especially when it was taken into consideration who the entire group enjoys, what type of cuisine is most favorable to the entirety of the group, and not just the person suggesting that they should all go out and eat. If somebody's full, because dare say about a later topic that we talk about, if they are full from the popcorn, it's really about being with the group, not about the actual eating of the food being the activity. So if you are invited to be a part of a post-cinematic experience by eating and going out with a group of friends, do not be insulted by anybody in that group not actually eating. You're welcome. It is the game section, and we are bringing back one of our actoriest actors that ever acted, Aaron! Aaron, welcome, my friend!
I always appreciate the fanfare. Thank you for having me again, gentlemen.
You will not find a bigger fan of you than your mother and then me. Aaron. I'm second. I'm second. And if our mutual friend Jenny ever creeps up to number 2, you know I'm coming for her. All right. Aaron, you've been a part of the show many times now. I hope that you are a well-welcomed commodity between us and, of course, the audience. But that doesn't mean David Hoffman knows you nearly as well as I do still. So
no, I don't. You know, Aaron, I'm going to say, of all the people who know you, who've never met you in person, I might be your biggest fan.
You don't know about my OnlyFans audience, then?
I don't know how many people that is, but I dare say I might be the biggest.
I'll take it.
Yes, as Phil was saying, we've got some questions. I will start out because I've got 2. Phil's got 1. What was your favorite chocolate bar growing up? We've got Halloween coming up. That's why this is on my mind.
Oh. You know what? I'm going to be a little freak of nature. I love to take 5s and fast breaks, but fast break is still number 1 for me.
Fast break? What is fast break?
Candies blow my mind. I've never heard of either of those things.
A Reese's cup, but in a chocolate bar.
Oh. Well, I can see why that would be appealing. The Reese's cup is delicious. It's probably the best. Yeah. I would say that when you went out trick-or-treating, a Reese's peanut butter cup was the top of the list of candies that you could get. Snickers, out of all the generic candies, was number 2. But if somebody you knew...
And Reese's is not generic?
Snickers is generic, yeah.
No, Reese's is not generic? Are you saying Reese's is not generic?
I think it's become a little bit more generic, but for me growing up, it wasn't a part of the package that a lot of people threw in there for me. It was more so somebody went out and had to go out and get that specifically, and that cost a little bit extra. So you knew that if somebody was giving out Reese's peanut butter cups, you wanted to bring 2 costumes to that house, that community.
In my college years, that was my go-to little dessert for myself. A little, those little tiny Reese's cups.
Absolutely. Yeah. All right, Aaron, I'm not going to ask you what your favorite movie is. I'm going to be asking you, what is your favorite movie to fall asleep to?
Ooh, okay. You know what? Dreamgirls.
Really?
Not that it's boring, but I can just watch it so many times, or I can just watch it a lot.
It's comfort.
And it's comfort, exactly. I know it's coming, there's no surprises. Yeah.
Now, hold on. Before you go, Hoffman, be honest. Can you fall asleep? Not before, not after, but during Jennifer Hudson's You're Gonna Love Me. I feel like that would be sacrilegious to just be like, and I am telling you, keep telling me a bit. And like, you're not, nobody's snoozing off during the performance. You're going to be like, I'm going to make it through this. I'm telling you, you're going to love me. And then you're like, da 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 da. Love me. Anybody who's listening to the podcast at 1.5 times speed is going to really enjoy that version of it.
Or God forbid, 2 times speed.
I do 1.5 times speed. I find that to be the most legible and understandable version, but also getting all the content in there as quickly as you possibly can.
Often when I listen back to our podcast, this podcast, I sometimes listen to it at 2 times speed just because I'm listening to it for my own personal feedback. Just getting a feel for what things are working and what things are not working. So I don't need to listen to it at leisurely 1 time speed. I listen to it at double time. Just get through it.
I watched Dahmer last week, and it took so long to get those chunky monologues. I had to watch them twice the speed.
Wait, you can watch in twice speed?
Yeah,
this is new to me. Wow.
Yes, but I'm like, am I dumbing myself
Netflix
down?
has options like that. Yeah.
All right, Hoffman, your last question.
My last question, Aaron, Aaron, how was your last kiss, and would you kiss that person again?
Oh.
For the audience that can hear and not see, that was not an approval. Oh,
yeah,
that was very
no.
that was
my last kiss happened.
Oh God, I have to think about that again. Okay.
I went to San Diego a couple weeks ago, and I met a gentleman suitor, and it was an okay interaction. I wouldn't have done it now that I've watched Dahmer, but it was an okay interaction. We just weren't terribly comfortable with each other, so it was kind of awkward, Yeah.
So no, you wouldn't do it again.
No, probably wouldn't. Maybe if I knew him better. I like to interact with people who I'm well acquainted with.
Fair enough.
Supposed to cousin randos like you two.
Oh, absolutely. Hoffman, your game, because it's my game.
It's Phil's guest, my game. I thought about things with the main topic that we had today, things that we love, baths being the thing that our previous guest loves more than anything. I thought we should look at... Pardon?
Human soup? Sitting in your own tub with it floats around.
Perhaps you should have joined us for our main topic.
Thank you. I needed Aaron on that panel. Gosh.
Yeah, I guess you did. We should have had a 2-person judge panel. Well, really, we needed a 3rd person if that was going to be the case. But anyway, so this game is about... We know that Aaron, you know David Samson, right?
I do, yeah.
David Samson would not be David Samson if he didn't take baths. That's one of his defining characteristics. And so we're going to be looking at things that wouldn't be what they are without a very specific ingredient or thing, like a lawn is not a lawn without...
A lawn gnome.
Grass.
Oh. Thank you, Aaron. Yeah, so that's the idea. So a lawn wouldn't be a lawn if it didn't have grass, okay? Well, in my mind at least. And some of these things for my game at least, are going to be more slightly opinion based, but you should be able to pick up on what I'm trying to get out of you. So the idea is I'm going to say blah 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 wouldn't be blah 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 without, and then you guys will take it in turn. So for the first question, we're going to go to Aaron first. And you guys will just have guesses, right? And you'll each get 3 guesses, and the first person to guess it will get the point for that question. Sound good?
Okay.
That's my game. Should we just go ahead with my game first, Phil?
We should, since you preempted it that way.
Since I've already explained it. So we're going to start with question 1. I'm going to say what it is, and you guys, Aaron, you'll get first guess. A Donald Trump speech would not be a Donald Trump speech without...
a toupee.
Not the correct answer, but
damn it.
Phil, your first guess.
Pinching 2 nipples.
Not quite what I'm going for, but it is. Yes, it is a very good point. Aaron,
2 points.
2 points.
Without a little lying.
Ding ding ding. Lies.
Oh,
or
okay.
I would have accepted bull. But yes, lies. A Donald Trump speech would not be a Donald Trump speech without lies. Lots of them.
Work.
Point Aaron. Point Aaron.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Yay!
Question 2. This time, Phil, you get first guess. Pizza couldn't be pizza without...
Toppings?
No.
Pineapple.
Absolutely not. God. Phil, your second guess.
Cheese?
No.
Tomato sauce.
No.
Where are we going? What are
Someone
we
to
doing?
share it with.
Oh, God.
no. Okay, Aaron, your last guess.
Oh, shit. Pepperoni.
No. The
How do you eat your
crust.
pizza?
The
I-
crust.
The crust.
There's crustless pizza.
Pizza can
you ever
be
heard of
without
flatbread
sauce.
pizza?
You can have pizza without sauce. You can have pizza without cheese. It's a little different, but pizza is not pizza
I
without
have to go.
great crust. It is the most crucial thing. It is the baseline. You cannot do it without good crust.
I wanted to be known that I chose comedy over victory. I knew it was the
As did
crust,
I.
but I knew without someone to share it with was worth mentioning.
I love eating pizza alone. Golly. Okay.
There's no
So
way to do
no
it.
points there. It remains 1-0 to Aaron. Aaron, we're going to you first this time.
Okay.
The moon would not be the moon without...
Craters?
No.
Without night?
No.
Without reflecting sunlight?
I'll take it. I'll take
No,
it.
without
The sun.
You,
The
how
sun.
dare
We
you?
wouldn't be able to
How
friggin'
dare
see
you?
the moon if there weren't the sun. The moon wouldn't be enjoyable without the sun. The moon wouldn't be the moon without the sun. It wouldn't be
gosh.
what it is without the sun. Okay. So 2 points, Aaron.
So now go to me first for the next two.
No one has bigger suns
Sure.
than I do. No
Nobody.
one.
Yeah, Eric, you're my
Son,
little son.
It's huge.
Yeah.
It's huge.
Phil, you first. Cereal would not be cereal without
Milk.
milk.
Okay.
Easy one. Easy. Okay, 2-1. Advantage, Aaron. Final question. The cinema would not be the cinema without...
There's two.
Candies in the dark.
There's two answers here. I'm
Was
gonna
it
go.
My go?
No. Since you're leading,
Because you have the
Okay,
lead,
okay.
we're going to Phil first.
Gotcha.
I think I'm gonna go. The cinema would not be the cinema without. Since you phrased it that way, I'm gonna go popcorn.
What were you going to say, Aaron?
I jokingly said "He's in the dark," but
Good.
Yeah, well.
I would say like actors. I don't know.
That was my second one.
Popcorn was correct.
Yes.
Which means...
I abhor popcorn. It gets in the frameworks.
Really?
I don't like it.
Really?
Yeah. A peanut
Yeah.
M&M is a movie essential for me.
That's good too.
I know.
That is good though.
I love
that is good.
popcorn. Popcorn is just to die for. Well, this means that it's 2-2. And we go...
Shall we take this outside?
We go to a tiebreaker.
Okay.
My tiebreaker takes us back to our first question. Now, the Washington Post published at the end of Donald Trump's, what's the term? They posted an article and they had counted how many lies or falsities that he had spewed over his 4-year tyranny in office. What was that number closest will win? Phil, since you forced the tie, we're going to go to you first.
It's just going closest, right?
Closest will win.
I think I even perhaps saw this article. So I'm going to say the
It was
number.
big news. It was big news.
I think I'm going to go with the number 1271.
1271. Got
Yes,
it.
1,271 lies.
You know what's crazy? I remember seeing a similar situation, but I think they just fact-checked one specific speech, and in that speech they found hundreds of like falsities or, just like bombastic, statements that couldn't be proved. I think it's much higher than that. I'm going to go with 5,500.
Trump's false or misleading claims totaled over 30,000. Over 30,000. 30,573 over 4 years. It's just an astonishing rate of bullshit. So,
But look how grossly we underestimated. You know what I mean? We're like,
true. Yeah. I mean, it really
I guess I
is.
didn't think of 4 years. Yeah,
Aren't we fortunate to be watching this?
But also, Aaron, if I start out
theatrical
there at like 20,000, don't you take the under on that? That's why I was like, I need something to where he'll have to think about it. Oh,
and I'm like, how many speeches did he make? You know, but then the campaign rallies and you know,
Twitter,
State of the Union and Twitter. Oh my God,
Twitter.
Yeah,
addresses in general. Yeah,
exactly.
All
So,
right, congratulations,
Aaron.
Very
you
well
win.
done.
You are victorious. Well,
All right.
well done.
I'll be here all.
We move
Podcast.
to my game. You two shall be facing each other, and I do have a very different iteration of this game. I am going to be giving you a list. You guys will be having to buzz in using your name, and whoever can tell me the missing ingredient, the missing thing that is within this group or list, will then be able to get the point. You will get first guess goes to whoever first buzzes in. Whoever did not ring in gets to wait until whenever they choose, and then finally we will go to one last guest apiece. Make sense for everybody?
Yeah.
Make a sense.
All
What's
right,
my name again?
Your name is Aaron.
Oh, okay.
Wonderful. So just for the listeners and for Hoffman himself, just so you know, you have a skipping stone, Hoffman. Do you? Just so you know.
Yes, thank you.
First list: George Washington, Abraham Lincoln, and Theodore Roosevelt. That's the end of the list. George Washington, Abraham Lincoln, and Theodore Roosevelt. What's missing from that list?
Aaron. I'm so sorry. Well, no. Okay. I think it's the
5,
heads of Mount Rushmore.
4, 3,
but I
2,
forgot which
1.
presidents you listed already.
All right.
And they keep me here because I'm gorgeous, not because I'm smart.
All right. Aaron missed a guess there. So, Hoffman, it is to you.
Damn it.
George Washington, Abraham Lincoln, and Theodore Roosevelt.
Yeah, is it Thomas Jefferson?
That is indeed correct. Aaron, you were on the right track there. It is the faces in Mount Rushmore. However, you helped out David tremendously, I think.
You really did, because I was thinking presidents to die while in office or something.
And then once he heard yours, he's like, that makes much more sense.
Like, much more sense.
All right. Next one, again, Hoffman, as we both tend to forget. I am guilty of this as well. You do have a skipping stone whenever you want to use this. All right. Here we go. Lewis Tomlinson, Liam Payne, Neil Horan, and Zayn Malik. That is the end of the list.
David,
I heard first. 3, 2, 1.
Skip.
Aaron, you were next. Who? What are we looking for?
Harry Styles.
Harry Styles. Yeah, I know that.
And what was the list?
One Direction members.
Yes, original
I knew
one.
that. Literally, my brain blanked on the name Harry Styles. Like I had his face in my head.
Oh my God! Have you guys watched the Don't Worry, Darling?
I have. It's a mess. It's an underbaked mess.
It's a mess. Oh, I've been just sipping up that drama.
Yes, of course. All right, next one. Yet again, we do have a skipping stone for Hoffman. Here we go.
I just used my skipping stone.
Did you?
That's why I said I yelled out "skip" when I couldn't think
in the middle of
was
your
I
guess?
too late?
In the middle of your guess?
Okay, fair enough. That doesn't count.
All right. We'll do.
So it's 1-1 then.
1-1 tied. Yes, 1-1 tied between Aaron and Dave. And you still have your skip. You have to do it before anybody buzzes in. Here we go.
Sure.
Billy Goat and Gruff. That's 1. Billy Goat and Gruff. Mr. Potato Head. Slinky Dog. Sheriff
David.
Woody. David.
I'm just gonna gamble here. Buzz Lightyear.
Incorrect. Aaron, you have the rest of the list to go. Oh, Aaron.
I should have listened to the rest of the list. Little Bo Peep.
Incorrect. So both of you have free reign again, and we are not through the list.
Ooh.
One more time. Billy Goat and Gruff, Mr. Potato Head, Slinky Dog, Sheriff Woody, Ham, Bo Peep, and Buzz Lightyear. That is the end of the list. Billy Goat and Gruff, Mr. Potato Head.
Aaron.
Aaron.
The Toy Soldiers.
No.
Okay.
Not who we were looking for. David, your last guess. 3.
I'm just gonna say Jesse.
No. What we
No?
were looking for were original Toy Story toys. While the toy soldiers were, none of them really had a name. Sarge sort of did, but you said toy soldiers. And so we were looking for Rex. I would have even accepted RC, which was the car that they were driving on in the rocket. But Rex, the T-Rex, was the name that we were probably looking for there.
Yeah.
All right. Nobody gets that point. Still tied at 1-1. Here we go. Next one. Peter Lawford, Frank Sinatra, Sammy Davis Jr., and Joey Bishop. That is the end of the list.
Skip.
It is skipped. Does anybody have a guess or even know the category we were looking for? Peter Lawford, Frank Sinatra, Sammy Davis Jr., and Joey Bishop.
I'm going to say Dean Martin. Or is it like members of the Rat Pack?
That is absolutely correct, Aaron. That is absolutely correct.
Okay.
However, it is a skipped question, so it does not count, but you were on the right track. Here we go.
You guys are cheating. I'm going home.
You are home, Aaron. Next one. Next one. Here we go. Second to last one, still tied. Chamber of Secrets, Prisoner of Azkaban, Deathly Hallow, Cursed Child, Order of the Phoenix, Half-Blood Prince, The Sorcerer's Stone. That is the end of the list. Chamber of Secret. Aaron.
The Deathly Hallows.
Incorrect. I did list the Deathly Hallows. Chamber of Secrets, Prisoner of Azkaban, Deathly Hallows, Cursed Child, Order of the Phoenix,
David.
Half-Blood. David.
It's the Goblet of Fire.
It is the Goblet of Fire. David is up a point. And what was the category, David?
Harry Potter. I guess I would say episodes. Because titles. Because the Cursed Child is like it's a play that happens.
It's an addendum.
After, I think.
Whatever. Yeah. All right. Last one. This is a lengthy list, as the last one would be. And of course, Aaron, you are trailing 2-1. Be aware of this. Here we go.
Thanks for pointing out my failures, Philip.
You already beat me, so you were due. Here we go.
He's rubbing it in the moon.
Jim Halpert, Angela Martin, Toby Flenderson, Kevin Malone, Michael Scott, Stanley Hudson, Kelly Kapoor, Dwight Schrute, Ryan Howard, Meredith Palmer, Oscar Martinez, Phyllis Vance, and Pam Beasley. That is the end of the list.
Aaron. Kevin. Oh, wait. You did say Kevin Malone. Creed Bratton.
Your first answer was Kevin. You said Kevin, and then before you corrected yourself to say that's what you said. So Kevin is not correct. I did list it. Here we go.
Okay.
One more time through the list. Jim Halpert, Angela Martin, Toby Flenderson, Kevin Malone, Michael Scott, Stanley Hudson, Kelly Kapoor, Dwight Schrute, Ryan Howard, Meredith Palmer, Oscar Martinez, Phyllis Vance, and Pam Beasley.
Yeah. I mean, there it is. It's Creed Bratton, isn't it?
Yes, David buzzes in. Yeah. It is indeed Creed Bratton.
I feel kind of bad though, getting because Aaron literally said it. So
it's all good.
It's all right. David ties it up. Oh no, wait. Because he had the Goblet of Fire. That is right. Aaron does not indeed tie it up. He loses 3-1. Oh, my goodness.
If there were money involved.
Dirty game. That was like, it was like a soccer game with own goals. It's like, ew.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means.
Out of question, we have a tiebreaker. Would either of you like to venture a guess for the tiebreaker? How long is the Office series in time, not episodes? Time, not episodes. And I've got it in not seconds, but I've got it in minutes. I've got it in hours. I've got it in days. Whatever you want to do, baby. I've got it in weeks. Straight start to finish, no breaks.
I'm going to say in minutes, it's 50,000 minutes. No, I'm going to say 48,000. 48,000 minutes.
In minutes, I'm going to say you're right on. I'm going to go with 54,000.
54,000.
You both are way off.
Really?
Yeah.
Under,
because
over.
Is it less?
You guys are way over. Over. Because 50,000 minutes would equal 2,083 days in 8 hours.
You know my mental process. I probably it up. I probably meant 5,400.
No, it wouldn't.
Wait. Somebody did it incorrectly. That would be 34 days. Excuse me. That would be 34 days.
Yeah. Well, but even still, that seems like a long shot.
You are off.
Okay, what is
I was averaging 20
Yes.
episodes a season, approximately half an hour each.
Yeah.
9 episodes or 9 seasons.
You're right. The actual time within the series is 99 hours, which also equates to 4 days and 3 hours.
Oh.
So there we go.
How many minutes?
How many minutes? 6,000. 6,000. Roughly.
Yeah.
Like 5,000.
5,940.
Yeah.
Dang it.
There we
Okay.
go. All
Okay,
right.
so I was
there
off
we
by
go.
a factor of 10 roughly, so I don't know what happened there.
The most useless, I don't know why I went there.
Useless.
The most useless tiebreaker, as it was unnecessary. But, Aaron, you do walk away with the victory over me, which does indeed suck, as I have needed a victory in quite a long time. But, notwithstanding, we appreciate you coming on and being a part of the show. Thank you so much. Anything you want to plug here? We know that you've got a show coming up.
Well, yeah, my Venmo handle is yes. I'll be performing in Cinderella this holiday season at the Phoenix Theater Company from November 16th through January 1st. As Lord Pinkleton.
Wonderful. Happy holidays.
That's a come
Spend
on
your
high.
jingle jangle
Happy
balls around
holidays.
Aaron.
Yes.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas, bitch. Love it.
All right. Well, thank you, Aaron. It is a pleasure, as always, to have you on. We'll make sure to have you on again and again and again, as many
Thanks
times
for
as
having me.
possible. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you, Aaron.
Thanks, guys. Have a good day.
You too. Bye. With that loss, I dropped down to 11-15 in the gutter, while David pulls ahead 14-12 in the win-loss column there. Whoop-de-doo!
That slaps. This week, we are here to give you just a little bit of entertainment, whatever that we have enjoyed this week, a song, a movie, or a TV show, whatever it may be that we wanted to recommend to you, the listener, so that you can enjoy for the following week before we treat you to another POWWOW episode next week. Phil, why don't you go first?
Sticking on theme for the entirety of this week, I'm going to go with a classic, one by one Bobby Darin. You may have heard of it before, you may have even enjoyed it before, but you have never heard it while actually being in a tub, I guarantee you. It is called Splish Splash by Bobby Darin. It is actually quite good. It gets stuck in your head for the entirety of the day, and hey, now you have a mission to go listen to it while you are fishing in the bathtub. Splish Splash by Bobby Darin. That slaps.
Mine is not on theme at all, but I recently updated my current favorites playlist on Spotify, and this song is amongst those songs on current favorites. And it's called Small World, and it's by Kid the Band. This band has featured on That Slaps a couple times already. Kid the Band, spelt KYD, the band, and Small World is the song. It slaps.
We have a couple of thank yous to get to before we close up shop and take out the campfire.
Take out the campfire. Hopefully we leave it burning while we sleep until next episode. First of all, thank you to Cass and Crossline and to Jake Corlang for the music that you hear on the show. We love you guys.
Thank you to Tara Amstutz, Josh Hans, and Ryan Ardell for their wonderful contributions to the podcast. Could not do it without you fine folks. Thank you so very much. Additionally, thank you to you, the podcast listeners, for enjoying and subscribing and listening to each and every episode. If you haven't listened to our past archive and library of episodes, please go back and listen to them, as they're all very good, timeless classics. And hey, most of them. You get to hear a little bit more of David Juicy Sampson, and Aaron Ford,
as he's known biblically.
And legally, actually. You get to listen to all those fine cuisines back in the back catalog. You can find us, of course, wherever you find all of your favorite podcasts, whether that be Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, even Google Podcasts, everywhere pretty much except for Pandora. You know why? Because screw you, Pandora.
Look, I'm sorry, you're a bear. The bathtub just isn't big enough for you, but look, pretty sure I saw a nice large puddle outside.